Alright, again, I'm doing like a gaming rant, commentary, whatever have it, or whatever you want to consider it. Mind the mess in the back. Haven't made my bed and I still have laundry I need to fold. Just came back from the gym. But it's happening again. And what I'm talking about today is Ghost of Yotei. And I will say, I remember for a while I was like, damn, it's already been 4 years since Ghost of Tsushima came out, and I haven't seen anything from Sucker Punch. But then my boyfriend told me that the sequel was revealed from the State of Play, and I was busy that day, and it totally like faded from my mind until I saw the trailer, and it was clarified after everything that this is obviously a new story with a new protagonist, because if you've played Ghost of Tsushima and you played the DLC expansion, you would know that the DLC expansion concluded Jin Sakai's character. It was done. That was it. I mean, what more could you do beyond that? I mean, you could have done something where, Jin is still being pursued by, Japanese authorities because of his betrayal to the shogun and the killing of his uncle. But that they could have done that. I don't know. Maybe it would have been a lot more muddy with the waters, but regardless, the Iki Island expansion concluded Jin's story and the traumas that he needed to resolve and have closure on. But now, obviously, Ghost of Yotei is a female protagonist. I didn't make a big fuss out about it because it was clarified. It's a new character, and years, 300 years later in Japan, so a whole new different era. Jin Sakai is fucking dead at that point, obviously. And but as you know, not everybody online, but certain people online, they couldn't help themselves. It's opportunity for them, it's DEI, it's woke, there's a fucking woman in a game. Wow, women exist, who fucking knew? Gosh, this is news to me. And it's just getting to a point to where I look at my life as a gamer growing up as a little boy, and I was very much into gaming. I never played PC. I tried playing PC, it just wasn't for me. I grew up first playing one of my earliest years, N64, and then with my dad, Dreamcast, and then when we moved states and got a new home, it was the first generation Xbox, and then I moved up to the 360, and then I ended up moving up to PlayStation 4, and now I'm on PS5. So I've realized that I'm not like a gamer. I don't sit hours throughout the day gaming. I have, I guess you could say I'm a casual gamer. I do my, I have my priorities, and it really, you have to put life into retrospect and realize, this is what people argue about. This is people's priorities. This is their fucking, the end of the world for them. A female protagonist in a game. Which is funny because everybody wants to make a big deal about it now when there were so many female characters in Ghost of Tsushima that were fighting alongside Jin. Lady Masako, who, let's not also forget, had a bit of a lesbian slip, and it wasn't something that detracted from the story completely. It was just something that was brought up and you're like, oh, okay, she had an affair with somebody. And not only that, she was an archer and a samurai. Yuna helped Jin, held her own. Other side quests with women. The one for Sensei Ishikawa. Tomoe, another female. The Eagle in the Iki Island expansion, a female villain. And also the leader of the rebels on Iki Island, a woman. But yet, where the fuck was the criticism then? Where was it? And everybody now wants to act brand new, like we were born yesterday or something. Like we didn't know there were female characters, strong female characters who were well written in Ghost of Tsushima. Stop with the bullshit, please. The grift channels, get a fucking life. Get a life, because you clearly don't have one when you're an opportunist prick who grifts to, you know, have the allure for very clearly single men who do not have their priorities in line, who clearly do not have a life when their sole problem is something in video games. And for one, a video game that hasn't even come out yet, and for one has been delayed to 2026 because whatever's going on with it is whatever's going on with it. And then, of course, with all the backlash from it, it's going to prompt a response from the development team. And it's come out with those responses where people say, if you don't like it, don't buy it. And then they want to act butthurt, like, oh, I have to make my next video. They said, don't buy it, which means they're attacking the audience. No, because for one, you're not giving proper criticism. You were just using buzzwords like it's 2016. These are words, woke, libtard, feminazi. These are things that died out at best in 2019 or 2020. That era is over and done with. Get new material. It's old. It's over. It's done with. Zip. Sealed. Over. Throw away the fucking key. Get new material. Because it's getting old. It's getting very old, and it's getting very annoying to where things that could potentially be good are ruined from everyone's grift and their shameless whoring and opportunism. And it's getting so sick. Like Silent Hill 2 just came out. I hear it's been doing really good, but remember before it came, like right before it was coming out, everyone just would not shut their mouths and just kept using shitty rhetoric to spread an agenda for something that didn't even exist. I'm telling you, it's getting old. And some people could say I'm, making a big deal over nothing, but sort of yes and no. These are things that are contained on the internet, but at the same time, it's annoying that people are allowed to have a platform when they contribute nothing of use. They're not actual media channels that provide proper criticism. Like I love watching Luke Stephens because he at least gives good criticisms on things. Jester Bell, another channel I like to watch, she gives good criticisms on media. These are channels that know what they're doing. They review a product, they say if they like it, or if things they liked about it, things that they didn't like it, and they reach a verdict on it. But these other channels, I swear to God, if certain people were allowed to be silenced, that would be a-okay with me, because they don't provide anything of substance, anything of value. Because anytime something new comes out, I want to enjoy it, but then what happens? Dollar signs in the eyes, because they know they can pump out low-tier garbage, low-effort garbage, that their army of simps will just listen to and go along with, because they don't think for themselves. They really don't. Nobody ever learns how to think for themselves. They say, my view needs to be reinforced. Who's going to reinforce it for me? Oh, Geeks and Gamers, The Quartering, Melody Mac. My God. It hurts the brain to even think about this stuff. Like, in the long run, you could say that, essentially that, in the end, it won't matter, because there are fan bases for these games, and people will buy it. And that is true, the overall thing. And that these grit channels are going to start backtracking on the stuff they said about these products prior to them coming out. Like, I'm waiting for some of these channels to backtrack on the stuff they were saying about Silent Hill 2 remake, because now that it's doing well, what do you have to say about it now? Like, come on, say something. Because, I mean, you were talking all that shit before, but now it's disproven. But no, they're not going to do that. Because all they are cowards that just hide behind their cameras, say what they need to say for the maximum amount of time they need on YouTube to have monetization from ads, and that's about it. And so, yeah, that, I mean, you could say that concludes my... Actually, no, one more thing. About original female characters, now that I'm bringing it up. And again, this isn't scripted, this is just me being on a camera, ranting. For the longest times, these were the same people who were holding up characters like Ellen Ripley and Sarah Connor as the golden example for female characters. And now that there are original female characters, they don't even use that that bit anymore. They just go straight up misogyny and straight up hateful rhetoric on female characters that, again, for products that have never even come out yet. And especially when it's for Sucker Punch, if they mastered since they mastered their craft for the first game, I would expect them to do the same thing with the next game in line. And there are other products where the writing is on the wall, where you know, oh, this thing is going to flop. Like, it may not even be for DEI or the characters involved, it's just for everything else in between that culminates in a giant pile of shit where the product is destined for failure. And that's how things work. There are so many variables to consider, but everyone else wants to focus on one single thing. Just say, oh, this is the reason it's DEI, it's woke, oh my god, diversity. Fucking shut up. Shut your mouths. You contribute to nothing, you provide nothing, you are nothing. And that's the end of it. So yeah, concluding my rant, I gotta take a shower because I fucking stink. Alright.